This is actually beyond the understanding which we are coming to now, right now. More than 5,000 years ago, we realized that the mind is a leader. The modern medicine has done miracles in surgeries and life-saving, but it has failed miserably in managing diseases. The drug model suits for those drug companies because they can sell more drugs.
I don't think that we should be doing wellness as a project. It is something that comes naturally into our daily life. That's how we grew up with our parents. Even this very act of taking a deep breath in the morning, closing your eyes, helps you connect with your own inner self to promote Ayurveda, Yoga, traditional systems of medicine like Unani, Siddhi, Homeopathy.
AYUSH.
So we call it the Ministry of AYUSH. This year's budget for the Ministry of AYUSH is close to 4,000 crores, which is about $460 million.
When India proposed International Yoga Day to United Nations, 177 countries agreed to it. Do you know what that means? No diplomacy, but world is ready to change. To change back to the basics and back to the roots. And here we are in conversations at Disease-Free Living Society, where we uncover one hidden truth about better health every week. And what better than International Yoga Day to bridge that gap of health and illness. Today, I am privileged and honored to be joined by a physician who has spent 4 decades of his life being the bridge between Ayurveda and the modern science. A diplomat who represents the country who gave the concept of Ayurveda and yoga to the world. I'm joined by Dr. Virender Sodhi and Sri Prakash Gupta Ji. Prakash Gupta Ji, we are extremely honored and humbled to have you here, and really privileged for your work that you have done here in US by bringing the Indian culture here, and the depth of the work that you have done here, and quietly but consistently have championed the traditions that deserve more than a ceremony. Sir, I was talking about 177 countries agreeing to the International Yoga Day, the concept. That was a revolution and a landmark decision, or rather diplomacy, that happened at the international level. I want to understand from your perspective, what does it mean to you?
More than to me, it meant a lot to India as a nation. It meant that one ancient Indian tradition was finally globally acknowledged on the international platform in a manner that was never done before in the history of United Nations. When our Prime Minister assumed office in May 2014, it was the first initiative he took in his first address to the United Nations in September of 2014, if I remember. I was in the hall when he said that. He called the world to come together and to proclaim June 21st as the International Day of Yoga. Within 90 days, 177 countries of the world signed on to that resolution, which was a record of sorts, because in those days, there were many international days in UN's calendar, about 120 plus days. But never before any international day had received a kind of that large an endorsement from across the spectrum of the world, whether it was Latin America, whether it was small island developing states, whether it was Africa, or even the West or the European Union. Everyone signed on to it. And in those days, it was a very divided world in the UN. I'm telling you about 2014.
10 years back.
12 years back, we had global conflicts going on. Resolutions every day were being voted in the UN. And this was one resolution that was adopted with full consensus, setting a record of sorts. The very next year, the UNESCO, which is the cultural arm of the United Nations, designated yoga as the intangible cultural heritage for the entire world. That was another step up. Till then, UN was operating from inside its 4 walls. For the first time, when we did the International Day of Yoga, any UN event went outside the 4 walls. People, about, if I remember correctly, 15,000 people in Times Square was following that International Day of Yoga celebration from the UN live. They were following exactly what at that point of time Sri Ravi Shankar Ji was conducting from inside the UN in the heart of New York, Times Square. So for the UN also, it was a very big step up, connecting with people of New York City. Otherwise, it's seen as a very esoteric wealth.
Science and wisdom brought together as per the International Day Yoga and our Indian roots and Indian culture. It had been promoting it like for 5,000 years now. Dr. Sodhi, Ayurveda. If I break it into 2 words, Ayu means life and Veda means knowledge. You have been that bridge here for the last 4 decades in US. In your practice, what the amalgamation of Ayurveda and yoga means to you, and how do you
So I
treat
think
your patients?
like let me first welcome Prakash Ji here in one of our podcast, and I think we feel very privileged that we have a charismatic diplomat who is changed the history in Seattle. He hoisted the flag on Space Needle. So the thing is, the Ayurvedic sciences is always about the life as a whole. So when we talk about, say, there is a philosophy of Ayu, the life, and we're not talking about human life here, because there is another phrase in Ayurvedic medicine that what is present in the universe is present in my body. So we are talking about every creature, every bird, every fish, the plants, because we are collectively, if they are healthy, we are healthy, and vice versa. So this is actually beyond the understanding which we are coming to now, right now. More than 5,000 years ago, we realized that the mind is a leader. And
Science is validating
exactly,
the concept.
and how to handle the mind, they created a lot of different methods, tools, pranayama, breathing exercises, yoga, Ayurveda. So all those sciences, the science of what you need to eat, dincharya, daily routine, ritucharya, seasonal routine, day routine, night routine, how you really converse with your partners. So this was all written in Charaka Samhita several thousand years ago, because it creates a psychology. You're creating a software, and the software starts running your body. And now the science is coming back to that. We are talking about big time, that how the mind is involved almost in any disease. The gut biome, the epigenetic science of epigenetic, molecular biology is all validating, which we have been saying several thousand years ago.
Yeah, sir, I think they have given the fancy name, the rhythm of life,
Yeah.
day routine that you need to follow. But I'm amazed by the fact that just one breath, the pranayama, it just controls our whole immune system. I'm sure you have been seeing patients and have been guiding them. What's your first response to them when you see them?
So that's why called pranayama, very, very vital for us. So the life starts with the breath and ends with the breath. So how to normalize the breath is the most important thing. So we have very simple breathing exercises. Most of us, we even forget to breathe. What has happened, we start living in boxes. This room is a box. The air quality in this room may not be as good to breathe, but you're not asking your lungs to breathe. You're not asking your digestive system to digest. It is automatic. So I think that's the beauty of Ayurvedic medicine, is let Mother Nature lead you, let your body lead you, and you do what you need to do to balance it out.
Prakashji, take me to the day when you were here in Seattle in a complete foreign land, and here you celebrated the yoga day, and maybe you proposed the idea or you celebrate. Take us to that very moment, how proud you were feeling, or rather what you were feeling.
So my personal association with yoga dates from its inception, which is, when I say inception, in the International Day of Yoga context. I was privileged to be at the UN when we received this proposal from the Honorable Prime Minister to initiate this in the UN. And I myself drafted that resolution. The challenge for us at that point of time was United Nations has a fixed agenda of issues that it discusses every year. And it was very difficult to get the right agenda item under which it could be proposed in the middle of the year. So we looked at the agenda items, and again, UN is a global peace and security organization. There are other items like disarmament and other issues. So what we felt was best to bring it into the global health agenda. And we thought that it is a force of global good for global health. And when we proposed it, again, given the wide popularity, belief that it enjoys across the world, it was thankfully introduced in the global health agenda. And I was very happy to navigate it through a series of negotiations and to personally make sure that we got 177 signatures on the UN. When it came to Seattle, we came again to open the consulate. We came towards the end of 2023. The very first yoga day we did in Seattle was at the Chihuly Garden and Glass. It's a very scenic setting. We had space reserved for 100 people, and we had 210 people turn up that day. The mayor of Seattle was there, and it was a memorable experience. The next year, we scaled up yoga celebrations. We covered 9 states, which we look from Seattle. So we did yoga celebrations from Wyoming, Nebraska, North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Alaska, Oregon, Washington, all the 9 states that we covered. And in Seattle, we had a very memorable experience at the waterfront park because Seattle kept true to its weather. It rained and everybody stayed on for the full 45 minutes and did that yoga in the rain. So it was a very blissful experience in pure Seattle weather. This year
yoga is accepted by Seattle or vice versa, we can say that.
Absolutely. And we again had 360 people that time at the waterfront park where today the World Cup matches are going on at the Pier 55. This year we are hoping to do it at the Kerry Park, which is against a very scenic Seattle skyline on 21st June at 8:30 in the morning. We have another event in the evening, which is at the Gasworks Park. We are working with a local entity called the Ibana Group. They get a huge crowd for yoga. So they'll all be celebrating together. We're also doing another event in Oregon, another in North Dakota, and then trying to scale it up to make actually Americans connect to yoga in ways that they have never connected
the
before.
Original form of yoga.
Yes, as it's meant to be.
Yeah, I think. So take me back to the time. I think all of us, 3 of us have roots back in India, and we have maybe our grandparents, parents, a set of ritual norms that they were following, a smell of ginger, turmeric in our kitchens. And now if I see the generation here that are grown up here, they are not connected to those things. They have paced up their life. Modernization has taken over. More scientific, more logic. What would be your message to the listeners? How to connect back to the roots, and how should they actually inculcate this yoga and concept of Ayurveda in their lives?
Look, the way we thought yoga was supposed to be, it was part of our daily life.
Exactly.
We had to do it on a day-by-day basis. As you get up, you brush your teeth, you have to...
That's also supposed to be Ayurvedic, by the way.
My exactly started their day like that.
It was supposed to be inbuilt in the system. I don't think that we should be doing wellness as a project. It is something that comes naturally into our daily life. That's how we grew up with our parents. Even this very act of taking a deep breath in the morning, closing your eyes, helps you connect with your own inner self. If you just give 5 minutes for that process. So to me and to the younger generation, it's very important that if we want to really better connect with our own inner true self, we do a little less of screen time and a little more of yoga time or me time, as I would say that.
So that's fantastically put into the perspective for people to understand. Dr. Sodhi, you have been extensively talking about disease-free living. We know that disease does not start on the day it's diagnosed. It starts way ahead. What would be your message, and how do you see this concept?
So, I think the modern medicine has done miracles in surgeries and life-saving, but it has failed miserably in managing diseases. Like if a patient is diabetic, his rest of life is diabetic. Is hypertensive, rest of life is hypertensive. Heart disease. So the drug model suits for those drug companies because they can sell more drugs. But Ayurvedic model and yogic model is disease-free living. We have swastha vritta. We create a circle of health, as Prakash Ji is saying. We were taught how to create a circle of health. If you're coming from India, you know that there was don'ts and do's. Okay, I think it all depends on us to bring that knowledge to our generation. What I'm saying is that we are going in the fading. I think we need to give this knowledge. So I will give you my example. Like I did yoga, I do it daily, and I sun salutation. If you cannot do anything, sun salutation. Then have a little bit weight training program, which I do. My son, and they were learning, they were seeing that I do it every day, and they still do it. You cannot ask your kid to eat healthy if you're eating junk. So I think it starts with me as a unit, that I instill those good habits in me. Of course, there is indulgence, there is a lot of stuff happens there, but try to keep it very limited. And unfortunately, our food chain is very destroyed right now. And that's why I love gardening myself. I garden myself, and I encourage people to garden. Even if they live in an apartment, they can use a small box there and maybe put 5 plants. There is a different connection when you establish that pot in your home. You're putting your hand in the dirt. Actually, it's so interesting. There are dirt bacteria which has anti-anxiety effects. It calms you down. And I feel that way. When I'm in my garden, I'm in a bliss. I just forget about anything going in my brain. My brain stops.
Charaka, Samhita, you have been mentioning about that. I read on Google that it's not about curing of any disease. Our culture had given it to the world and now science is validating it. So your thoughts or a message to the people that they want to connect back?
So basically, the disease is a imbalance. So in Ayurvedic medicine, we did not talk about a pathology. We talk about syndromes. And whenever you create an imbalance, something going to happen. For example, like if you are a Vata constitution and you eat very dry food, charred food, your Vata is not going to be balanced. And when the Vata is not balanced, you can have gas, digestive issues, you can have anxiety, you can have insomnia. Like in a hot weather, I think you're all coming from India, you know that they said, don't drink coffee, don't drink tea, don't drink alcohol, don't eat fish. This is a common knowledge. Prakashji, one question, that how the government of India is trying to introduce this knowledge of Ayurveda and yoga at a daily living.
So again, a very good question. I'm very happy to inform you and your viewers that perhaps India is the only country in the world which has a dedicated ministry to promote Ayurveda, yoga, traditional systems of medicine like Unani, Siddhi, homeopathy.
AYUSH.
So we call it the Ministry of AYUSH. This year's budget for the Ministry of AYUSH is close to 4,000 crores, which is about $460 million. And this, I'm saying, is separate from the Ministry of Health portfolio. It reflects the kind of emphasis that the government of India has put on Ayurveda, yoga as becoming a daily part of life. That's institutional. When you take it to the grassroots level, today we have close to 180,000 Ayushman Arogya centers across the length and breadth of India. And these have become part of our primary health centers. So when people visit any primary health center, whether it's Siliguri, whether it is Ranchi or any other village in India, other than the physician's checkup, yoga and meditation are being kind of assisted through as a therapy there. So it's become already a part of the main system of medicine, very smoothly blended into it, so that people also have a non-intrusive cure option available. And because of what we have done that, I'm also very happy to tell you that even the World Health Organization partnered with us to set up this global center of health through Ayurveda at Jamnagar in Gujarat, which is kind of collecting an empirical evidence data as to why this needs to be more mainstream. India is also the only country which has introduced perhaps something called an AYUSH visa, where international patients who want to avail of Ayurveda benefits can take an AYUSH visa, come to India, avail of the treatment and go back. So when you ask about mainstreaming, I think what we have done to promote Indian traditional systems of medicine is exemplary, and its benefits are now being seen across the world, particularly with what WHO has done. For example, WHO in its own book in ICD-11 has inserted this now in the last few years as a recognized form to be used going forward. There are nearly 30 countries with whom we have bilateral kind of arrangements who have now also recognized Ayurveda as a very important line of treatment to be instituted in their countries. And all this has happened in the last 5 to 6 years. So the scale is only increasing, and it's only increasing because people are really getting to see its tangible benefits.
I'm feeling very proud as an Indian and listening, because we are not aware of all these things. And thank you for sharing this with our audience. I am very proud.
So, as I mentioned, I think there is no better way to begin your day than with a simple routine of pranayam. So, and also stealing these moments in the course of the day whenever you can just pause, take a deep breath, introspect, it calms you from inside. So that's what I would say is what I try to do as much as possible. And even today when I walked into the studio, I was carrying the glass of lemon, ginger and tulsi tea which Dr. Sodhi has put us on to make sure that we stay connected to the real practice and forms that Ayurveda benefits us.
Thank you, sir. My last question. When you hear the concept of disease-free living by Dr. Sodhi, what comes to your mind?
Again, that's where the world should be headed to. That's why the theme for this year's Yoga Day is yoga for healthy aging. Aging, but in a healthy manner.
Exactly.
Aging is natural.
And even the UN through the WHO kind of designated the whole the decade for disease-free aging. And that's why what we are doing in a sense complements what the world is trying to achieve going forward. I would just like to sum up by saying that, look, as Dr. Sodhi said, in India there is this very ancient thought that we are all part of Mother Nature. We also say that the entire world is one family, which is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Yoga came from Patanjali Yoga Sutras, which is 5,000 years back.
Maybe more than that.
Or maybe more than that.
Because it was put into by Patanjali into book form. But if it's an oral tradition.
Absolutely. So it's been part of our ancient Indian culture, and even when India concept as a nation was not there, then also we had yoga. The point I'm trying to just say for your viewers and viewers is yoga. जब हम लोग पढ़ते थे, and allow me to transition to Hindi, कई बार ये भी होता था, हम गिनतियों में कहते थे कि 2 और 2 का योग क्या है.
Yes.
तो योग की एक परिभाषा जोड़ना भी होती थी.
Union.
To me, if we take to this practice, it will help us connect not only to where we all came from, Mother Nature, it helps us connect with ourselves, and it helps most beautifully connect our mind, body and the soul. And that's what we all should aspire for as globally well-connected individuals.
Plus, I think the science of yoga and Ayurveda is such ancient that the new sciences which is going to come, molecular biology was not subject when I went to medical school. So what we don't know doesn't mean it doesn't exist in science. The gut biome, we have always talked about that every disease starts in your gut here. So as I getting older, any concept is not bad for me. I'm saying, okay, there may be some reality behind it. Before I put it down, I should listen to it. So I think what I'm trying to learn, listen to everything in the universe.
To everybody watching out there, wisdom is not new. Science is not new. What is new is the moment we are in, when both are pointing in the same direction. Start somewhere, breathe, and return to something that deeply connects to you. Disease-free conversations drop every Wednesday. Stay tuned, subscribe and follow.